Western Groove. So, I watched this Lomachenko versus Marriaga fight a little while ago. Matter of fact, while I'm sitting here talking, they're showing it again because I've just kept my TV on ESPN since then. Um, so I'm gonna talk about the fight, but the first thing I want to bring up is the TV network and the kind of shenanigans we can't be having with these fights on TV. This doesn't help push boxing when this kind of stuff is happening on TV. I mean, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just something happening to me, but it wasn't. So we got ESPN and ESPN2. So on my shit, what I got where I live is ESPN. Then the next channel is ESPN2. So they're right there. So I saw the NFL Hall of Fame or something on, and I'm big in the NFL and college football. During this season, I might even make some videos talking about that stuff. But just I'm not really into like the extras. I'm into the sport. You feel me? I'm not really into watching the whole 3 hour long ceremony. I want to know who got this and that, but I don't really want to watch this shit. So I go and turn to the channel at 7, and I don't see it. I don't see the fight. I don't see the fight nowhere. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, after this football stuff go off, but then I start to notice, oh, it's not like ending. You know what I mean? This stuff's not getting ready to wrap up. Oh, 10, 15 minutes, we wrapping up. It was gonna be on for a minute. So I didn't really know what was going on. So I went to Bob Arum's Twitter page. I went to Top Rank's Twitter page. I tried to just search shit in Google, and I couldn't find anything telling me what's going on. So that was just making me think, dang, I guess I just can't watch the fight, even though it was showing that there was boxing supposed to be on at 7. Because I live in California. So what ended up happening is I got a notification from Boxing Ego that he was going live. So I'm like, okay, let me see what he say. See if he watching the fight. Because I had already looked up to see if there's any live streams. I couldn't find anything, so I was like, all right, let me see what he's talking about. And I go to his video, his live stream, and somebody in the comments mentions that the fight is on ESPN2. Like, not the Lomachenko Marriaga, but the card started on ESPN2. And on my ESPN, it's talking about some tennis, you know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm going to make a long story short. I turn to ESPN2, we watch a couple undercards, and then they have like a special alert bulletin at the bottom that tells you to turn back to ESPN to watch the Lomachenko versus Marriaga. Now, to me, this was highly poorly implemented, very poorly implemented. I'm sure there was a lot of people who just were turned off from that. I guarantee you there were some people who wanted to watch this fight who decided not to for this reason. I'm sure that somewhere in this country or in the world, I don't know how the TV stuff went around the world, that somewhere in this country there was some casual fans who were trying to watch the fight who just couldn't fucking find the fight and was just tripping like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, and didn't watch the fight. That was highly poorly done. That was bad. Like, I even understand when you have the boxing on these network television shows, and like if there's something going on, some kind of event, or they're showing something, they're not gonna stop the shit. So you're gonna have to kind of deal with it. But it was ridiculous. So, anyways, watching the fight, really, there's not much to say about the fight. Did Lomachenko look good? Yeah, he looked good. Who is he fighting though? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Of course, I expected it to be like that. If anything, I expected it to be a little worse. I expected, not worse on the part of Lomachenko, but on his opponent, I expected him to get beat the fuck up, pretty badly. But you know, he eventually just stopped, just too much punishment over. Where did he get stopped in the seventh or eighth round, something like that, seventh, eighth round, and Lomachenko looked good in there. I want to see Lomachenko get in there with Guillermo Rigondeaux the most. That's the fight I want to see the most. Uh, or Mikey Garcia or Terrence Crawford. And you know, I'm really not a Lomachenko hater. Only thing I don't like about guys like Lomachenko and Triple G, etc., is that people start trying to give him these labels of being so great all time and all this stuff and pound for pound number one before they fought any like competition that's to their level. You know, you have a A plus fighter that's an elite fighter. You can't just say he's this or that because he beats up on B-level fighters. You know, you got to get him up in there with some folks. So I just want to see Lomachenko in there with some folks. And if he loses, that's not gonna make me think. I'm not gonna say, oh, Lomachenko sucks and all that. You know, I ain't gonna get like that. You know, but I want to see him mix it up with some dudes. I'm the type of boxing fan where my favorite fighters, I want to see him mix it up. My favorite right now at welterweight is Errol Spence. I want to see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman fight. You know, if Keith Thurman knocks out Errol Spence, because I'm one of the people who do believe that Errol Spence lacks head movement that could be exposed by Keith Thurman. If he gets knocked out by Keith Thurman, then so be it. I want to see them get in there and see who's the best. Period. And that's just not what I felt. I watched the 78 Sports TV video, and he talked about he had people in his house, like, you know, like they came over and were watching the boxing, and and they just weren't even paying attention. You know what I mean? And like, that's how it was for me. I didn't like have no one over, invite no one over. I was just watching this shit by myself. But when Lomachenko fought Walters, I had a couple cousins over, and I was trying to talk the fight up. You know what I mean? And like Walters wasn't doing nothing, but Lomachenko wasn't really, you know what I mean? He wasn't making it like so exciting or anything. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, he pressed the action, but it's a lot of like bullshit. It's a lot of BS uh, action. You know, it's a lot of pity pass shots, and you know what I mean. So I never really truly understand when people say Lomachenko and is you know, Mayweather's more boring, but Lomachenko's this and that. You know, it's whatever though. So that's all I'm gonna talk about that, man. Top Rank. I see. I don't know. I guess it's not Top Rank's fault. I shouldn't blame Top Rank. ESPN, they botched the programming. Lomachenko did what he was supposed to do. Like you know, he's in there fighting a dead fish. Like it's almost got to the point, right, where I want Lomachenko to win this fight. I wanted him to win. I'm not one of the guys who's like, oh, I'm rooting against him every time because people say he's so great. I think Lomachenko is really good, and I want him to win this fight because I don't want any weird stuff to happen. Just Marriaga get in some lucky punch or something, because I want to see Lomachenko fight those other guys that could be a challenge for him. You know, I want to see him actually challenge himself. But at the same time, I was almost hoping that like, oh man, like when Marriaga would throw just one of those well-in right hands, like, oh man, I wish that hit Lomachenko just so I could see a fight, you know, just so I can see some boxing, so I can see the other person at least get one hit in, see what Lomachenko does when he gets hit at least once. Honestly, how bad Lomachenko's face looked after. See, it doesn't see. Something I noticed is some people just look bad after fights, and I don't really know too much about Lomachenko because he only has so many fights. But some people just look horrible after fights. But I didn't really see Lomachenko get hit by much. Maybe it was just a lot of headbutts, you know, in there when they got up close. I don't know, shoulders and elbows. But like it seemed like he maybe got caught clean once or twice in the whole fight, like with a good like shot that you can show on a replay and be like, yeah, Marriaga hit him clean. But you know, that is what it is. It's Western Groove, and I'm out.
I'll always dream a dream with you. Those things we meant to say and do. Keep them afloat. Someday we'll make make him so.